With NBA action. Look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Van Vliet in at the 1. And for the Jazz, the pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. And it's Clarkson in at the point. Now, here's Sexton. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go. That one falls. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Sexton with the screen for Clarkson. And the layup falls. Clarkson's got his second bucket.
Oh, slick move by Clarkson, getting around that inside contact to finish the shot.
Thompson with the bucket.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Clarkson kicks to Collins. And then Collins slams it in.
One of the most explosive young bigs we have. Collins quick off the floor and gets creative at the rim.
Now here's Van Vliet. Şengün with a screen on Clarkson. Van Vliet passes to Şengün. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Well, Fred VanVleet is the prototypical floor general, and he just puts that pass exactly where it needs to be.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Caught up with Will Hardy a few minutes ago. He told me that Şengün won't be easy to contain. He pointed to his passing ability and said they can run their offense through him whether he's in the post or at the top of the key. You add in his scoring, and he presents a unique challenge. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Houston on D, following the basket by Colin Sexton. Here's Kessler. Brooks grabs the board.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And Thompson gets it to go.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Now, here's Clarkson. Here's Sexton. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Clarkson, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
This guy is more than capable of making that play. Jordan Clarkson confident around the cup.
Inside, Thompson. Collins with some nice D.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Markkanen sets the pick for Kessler. DB, one thing about Kessler, he will challenge anybody at the rim. Wow.
There's no question, Kevin. Walker Kessler is one of those guys who's not afraid to get dunked on. He is a rim protector of the highest order. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some, but he's always going to try to do his job.
And it's Van Vliet with the ball for Houston. Trailing by 2. Here's Thompson. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Thompson's got 9.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. That'll do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. Van Vliet with the bucket.
Boy, at his size, Fred Van Vliet has to be so crafty on the interior. Defense has nothing for him there.
Shots good by Clarkson.
They keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint. Hey, yo, right here.
Green taking his time here. And Thompson kicks to Şengün. Pass to Van Vliet. Back to Şengün. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 6 assists here tonight.
Now just show off that basketball IQ, Mr. Fred Van Vliet. Pretty pass, sir.
So far, both teams scorching the nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
Now here's Green. Still yet to score. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. And that's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Now, they like to fly in at the last moment rather than establish position early. This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Thompson passes to Şengün. Shooting foul as the whistle. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
The play is under video review under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be. Sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. Jordan Clarkson getting it. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Utah Jazz?
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's Clarkson in the point guard. That's the group right now for Utah. Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz, where do they fit in a very competitive Western Conference?
Well, think about it, Kev. The Gobert and Mitchell era was successful, but they couldn't get to the ultimate prize. So then you trade those 2 players away, you get a load of picks. This is the direction you've chosen, but now it's going to take some time and some patience. Well, solid execution. Fred Van Vliet is just so steady. This guy always makes the right basketball play.
Green against Sexton. Six on the shot clock. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Well, Sexton showing that he's more than just a jump shooter. Very comfortable on the interior against size.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Rockets are making progress. Coach Ime Udoka said it doesn't happen overnight. Changing habits and things like that takes time. Guys learn and grow at a different pace. My thing is getting us all on the same page. We're not that far off. Kevin, they sure look like they're building in the right direction.
David, they are, and some good vets have helped as well. And we thank you for that report. So, Doris, here's a question for you. Should the NBA widen the court? Because the corner 3 now is such a staple in these offenses.
That's exactly right. One of the most coveted, Kevin, because the proximity of the shot is so desirable. Here's what we know unequivocally. There's no way they're going to widen the court because it would take out some of the money-making courtside seats. That's not happening. Well, Jordan Clarkson can be a little bit streaky at times, but right now this guy is on fire.
The drive by Green. Van Vliet against Clarkson. That one good for two. Van Vliet's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
Sexton with the screen for Clarkson. It's good for the 7th time this game. He shot 7. He has made 7.
Well, Jordan Clarkson, a nice, efficient look there. Boy, that'll help your percentages.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Larkin in a screen on Van Vliet. Clarkson finds Sexton. Now Kessler. Pass to Clarkson. Can't get it to fall. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Trailing by 2. Houston moving the ball around. Şengün with a screen on Kessler. Brooks, the pass to Şengün. Back to Brooks. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And you like to see this from Brooks, right? No need to fall in love with the jump shot. Give the defense different looks.
Greg, what's the key thing Fred Van Vliet brings to this offense?
I feel like he's really a centering presence, Kevin. The guys can look to him to call the play, to give them their orders, and trust that he's setting them up for success.
For Utah, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And dishes to Sexton. We've got 1:18 left in the second quarter. And the shot goes in. Sexton's got 10 points in the game.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
Here's Thompson. Utah with the rebound. Right side, Sexton. Green with the rebound. The Rockets have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Şengün with the screen for Thompson. And Thompson slams it home.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
Here's Sexton. It's rebounded by Şengün. Houston in the lead. Van Vliet with it. And it's Clarkson picking him up. And Thompson throws it down.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Clarkson kicks to Collins. Sexton with a screen on Thompson. Collins. Stolen by Van Vliet. Drops in the breakaway layup. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 6 now for Houston.
You simply have to love Fred Van Vliet's energy, giving it to you on both ends of the floor, defense and offense.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Rockets lead by 3. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Amen Thompson has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
So on the floor for Houston, they've got Tari Eason. Adams is out there with Jabari Smith. Then it's Cam Whitmore. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. Puts up a deep 3. Utah with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Adams, the pass to Eason. Over Martin. Shot by Eason, no good. Utah trailing here. For the lead. Pass to Hendricks. So they take the lead.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
You know, when you talk about this Jazz team, Doris, you have to mention head coach Will Hardy.
You certainly do, Kevin, because remember, he came from the Boston Celtics organization. He also had a history in San Antonio. He is known as an excellent tactician. He does an incredible job scouting. Utah always one of the best prepared teams in the league.
Eason doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Martin. And it's the Jazz's ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. And the foul on Tari Eason. That is his first foul of the game. Now George. Nothing on the board. Pass to Collier. Rebound by Smith. For Houston, they've gone 0-4 from the field in the second half. Yet to find the mark. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Eason. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Filipowski, and he makes good on the layup. Filipowski's got his second bucket tonight.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pass to Whitmore. Screen by Smith. They need this. And that one's good. Whitmore. Whitmore's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Here's Whitmore. The teardrop falls in. Whitmore's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Here's Collier. And he goes in for the dunk.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Boy, as tight as this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
Back to Adams. Shoots over Filipowski. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Adams.
I'll tell you, Steven Adams could be a force in the pick and roll. There are not many defenders who want to get in his way when he's the roll man.
Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Whitmore. To the middle. It's tipped. Smith sets the pick for Whitmore. 4 on the clock. And it's Smith missing. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Eason against George. Offline with his 3. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Rockets. Adams finds Smith, and the call will be against Jabari Smith. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Utah leading. George with the ball. With the drive. Plays it up and banks it in.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Outside Holiday. Adams in the corner. 6 to shoot. Second chance shot, and that one good. Adams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
There is a persistence about Steven Adams. Quality defense will not deter this guy if he wants to score. Nice finish.
Here's Collier. Pass to George. Launches it. And that one released in time, but no good. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. It's the Jazz leading by... While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. The guard and off guard are Clarkson and Sexton. And it's Kessler in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group right now for Utah. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Green. And here's Thompson.
Make no mistake, Colin Sexton is a tenacious, tough-minded defender.
Sexton with the screen for Markkanen. Outside, Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Şengün with the bucket.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Clarkson with the screen for Sexton. Clarkson outside. Kicks it out to Collins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 18 feet away. And right through it goes.
And this is how you use the mid-range area. Collins keeping it simple and just taking what the D gives.
Van Vliet against Clarkson. Pass to Şengün. Kicks it out to Van Vliet. Şengün with a screen on Clarkson. Van Vliet passes to Şengün. Thompson for 3. Utah with the rebound. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Here's Sexton. Green with the rebound. Houston's gone 1 and 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Şengün. And the layup's good off the glass. Şengün's got the game tied up here for the Rockets.
A whole selfless play right there from Green. He's all about getting it to the open man.
Sexton with the screen for Clarkson. Sexton against Van Vliet. Rejected by Van Vliet. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Shot clock at 6. Sexton with a screen on Van Vliet. Shots good by Clarkson. And the Jazz lead by 2.
Jordan Clarkson unafraid of the big-time delivery.
Clarkson against Van Vliet. Thompson outside.
Clearly a foul.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Jazz.
They bullied the defense here in the paint. Look at all of those buckets inside. Just hard to defend in the paint.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there. They are challenging them and getting it done.
Green kicks to Şengün. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. And 11 points for Şengün. Clarkson against Van Vliet. Pass to Sexton. 7-foot shot. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. 17 points for Colin Sexton. Green against Sexton. Thompson inside. Van Vliet attacking. Basket counts.
And how about the leadership there from Van Vliet? Ready to put this team on his back and give them that crucial bucket.
Pass to Kessler. Outside Pelicans. And stolen by Thompson. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Van Vliet.
And that's sixth man of the year hustle by Clarkson. Outworking the shooter and just locking him up.
And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. Rockets on defense. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Pass to Kessler. Back to Clarkson. Sexton on the wing. It drops.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Van Vliet passes to Şengün. Thompson sets the pick for Van Vliet. Now here's Thompson. They get the rebound. Back to Van Vliet to take the lead. The three won't fall. Broke loose and stolen by Thompson from the baseline. No good. Oh, he can't jam it home. It falls. May review it here. And the last shot is going to be reviewed. Ruled originally a basket. We'll see if it gets overturned, which would end the game. However, if it is ruled good, we'll be heading to and regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. From Delta Center, back in a moment. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. The guard and off guard are Clarkson and Sexton. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. And it's Kessler in at the 5 down low.
And Collins isn't going to take it easy when he's going to the basket. He's throwing it down with force.
Van Vliet finds Thompson. Van Vliet looking around. Over in the corner, Green. Just 5 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
You can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Now, here's Clarkson. Outside, Sexton. Out to Clarkson. Oh, good with the triple. The Rockets trail. And the wide open shot from Green.
2 minutes remaining in overtime. 2 minutes.
Rocket 6. Back to Şengün. Stolen by Kessler. Thompson against Collins. Nice with the hoop. And then Collins slams it in.
And how about the mobility from the big man? I love when Collins takes charge and goes aggressively to the hoop. And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Clarkson with the ball. Now Green defending. Good on the three-point shot. And the Jazz lead by 5.
And pressure doesn't get to Collins. Baskets like that prove how locked in he is.
Thompson, that ball. Great assist by Van Vliet. That's now 22 points from Amen Thompson. Clarkson against Van Vliet. Fires for 3. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3. That's on Jalen Green. He makes the second free throw, and that puts them up by 5. And so he's good in all 3. free throws, and that increases their lead to 6.
Yeah, 2-possession game now after knocking both of those down.
Van Vliet against Clarkson. Here's Şengün. Got it. And now they trail by just 4.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Collins, good.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Sexton for 3. The shot will not fall. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. And here's Green outside. Kessler with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Houston ball.
So we see the Jazz get the win here. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came...
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris...
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
they both pile up assists.
Those are some of the better teams to play for and are the most dangerous in terms of setting up your scheme defensively. Coaching staffs have a really hard time trying to get their team ready against an opponent that moves the ball as often as both of these teams do tonight.
All right, let's take a look at New Orleans' starting lineup. Murray and McCollum make up the talented backcourt. Trey Murphy out there with Zion Williamson. And it's Misi in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Yeah, it looks like Zion's got the stage all to himself there, just tearing down the rim.
Here's Clarkson, following the score by New Orleans. From outside, off the mark. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said when Zion is healthy and right, you can't really stop him, but you can try to contain him, stop his dribble drive, force him to hit shots over the top of you. Sounds like they're going to try to make him a jump shooter tonight.
And Allie, thanks. Oh, a really deep three that time.
Well, Sexton feeling it now and getting it going from the three-point line.
Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Now here's Kessler. Markkanen, the pass to Kessler. Up and in on the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's Murray. And stolen by Markkanen. It's 2-on-1. Here's Collins. Misi grabs the board. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
Taking flight, Zion doing what he does best, getting up off the ground and bringing it down.
Clarkson against Murray. Pass to Sexton. Collins with a screen on McCollum. The 3 from Sexton. And stolen by Williamson. Right wing. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Utah grabs the miss.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Offensive rebound. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And right away, he's going to work on the boards, just fighting for every rebound.
Not only fighting on the boards, he's converting, and not just on the putback. It's been a great start for him.
Shot's good by McCollum.
Well, this is where that sweet handle of McCollum's comes into play. When he goes on the dribble drive, very few defenders can get in good position to slow him down.
Now here's Clarkson. And Trey Murphy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
New Orleans on D. And here's Collins for 3. And he misses again, now 0 for 3. You know, Brent, C.J. McCollum is just a natural leader, a classic connector.
Yeah, C.J. has been amazing since day one coming into the NBA. I have no doubt that C.J., after his playing career is over with, is going to spend a lot of time either in the front office or in the league office, the way he presents himself and promotes the game. Class act.
Now here's Kessler. 6 on the shot clock. Markkanen, pass to Kessler. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
That's his first.
And even from where we're sitting, you can clearly tell it was a foul.
These are his first free throws of the game. Well, Brent, after ups and downs, it seemed like New Orleans is really trending in the right direction.
Now, their path has not always been easy. It's a bit indicative of the city itself. It's a resilient place with resilient people that take a lot of pride in comeback. So this team has had personnel changes, coaching changes, injuries, but the Pelicans have certainly become a team in the past couple seasons where the future is much brighter than its past.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
Well, Brent, the Pels bowing out to the Thunder in the first round last season. Not a bad showing, though.
Yeah, no shame in that. You lose to the #1 seed in the Western Conference. They have a great collection of young players and just need to spend more time together to try to take that next step. One change could take them from a playing game to home court advantage this season.
Now here's Clarkson. No points yet. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout. Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Good on the bucket. Clarkson's got 5 now.
Got into the paint and then smelled that he was around the rim and got it done.
Williamson. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Markkanen looking it over. The 3. McCollum pulls it in. Oh, deflected and stolen by Markkanen. Lets it fly. And there's another one for the Jazz.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Murray from outside. Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game through the first quarter of play. Jazz out in front. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And from what we've seen from the Jazz, what's your take so far?
Attacking relentlessly, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the stripe.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
Clarkson and Sexton in the backcourt together. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Markkanen in at the 3. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. The Pelicans trail. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Pelicans are still developing their on-court chemistry. Coach Willie Green said this group is still pretty young in terms of being on the floor together. We're starting to figure it out. We just have to stay committed and continue to be elite on both ends of the floor, and it starts with our defense. B.A.?
They've really got something, Allie. Thanks. Sexton, that's good.
Well, Sexton feeling it right now, being assertive and getting to the spots on the floor that he wants to operate.
Murray, no good. Jazz leading by 4. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
Clarkson against Murray. Clarkson passes to Sexton. That one falls. Sexton's got 9.
Too easy that time. Sexton sniffing it out and then getting to an area on the floor that made that one easy.
Murray from outside. Murray can't get that one to fall.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
McCollum with a screen on Sexton. Here's Murray. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
Pass to Clarkson. And here's Kessler. Shot clock at 6. Collins a screen. Markkanen for 3. Misi grabs the board. Pelicans trail by 5. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. His first shot coming late. Jump shot is good that time. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to Sexton. Kicks it out to Clarkson. Sexton a screen on Murray. Clarkson for 3. Misi grabs the board. Misi's got 4 rebounds now. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Clarkson for three. Gets the three to fall. Clarkson's got 10.
Show of confidence right now from Jordan Clarkson and his jump shot.
McCollum on the wing. Let's go with a three. It's good. And the assist goes to Murray.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Clarkson against Murray. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
Well, a lot of ways that Clarkson can beat you. Most of the time it's off the dribble, but when he's shooting the ball well, he's a dangerous offensive player.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Pass to Kessler. Now Clarkson. Collins with a screen on McCollum. Kicks it out to Collins. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, at 6'10", John Collins getting more and more used to the physical rigors of a big man in the NBA.
And Grant, you look at the players the Pelicans have gone after recently. They have a clear plan.
Well, they do, B.A. They want to surround Zion with shooters, which, of course, makes sense. It's sort of the same kind of blueprint the Bucks laid out with Giannis. If you can shoot, the Pelicans have a spot for you.
Collins with a screen on McCollum. And he lobs it up, and then it's Collins with the dunk.
Well, that connection with Collins, that's an impressive play and very, very high percentage.
They put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Utah leading by 6. Clarkson outside from deep. And it's Sexton. That time on the assist by Clarkson. Clarkson's got his 4th assist with that last one. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Murray. Counted. Now 5 of 11 for the game.
And it feels like DeJounte Murray's working at the post office right now because there's stamps of him all over this game.
Clarkson against Murray. Markkanen with a screen on Murray. Clarkson passes to Markkanen.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
And he'll take his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night. And the first one at the line is good. A big group substitution here for Utah. Markkanen hits them both.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Murray from outside. No good on the shot. And we finished off 1/2 a play. Utah ahead, leading by 9. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the 3rd quarter. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Jordan Clarkson. What a contribution.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
And this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
So the Pelicans 5 right now. They've got Kelly Olynyk. He's out there with Herb Jones. And it's Alvarado in at the point guard. Here's George. Pass to Hendricks. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Outside Olynyk. Puts up a 3. And no good. Jazz leading by 7. Here's Filipowski. 3-pointer. Alvarado with a rebound. Going inside.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. George scanning the floor. No good with a layup. Pelicans trail by 5. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Olynyk. Here's the 3. The shot that time not on target.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Filipowski. Now here's George. Knocks it down from distance. George has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Now here's Alvarado. He's closely guarded. Count that bucket.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
George outside. Mikhailu, pass to George. Here's Mikhailu. It's tipped. Alvarado with it. Inside. Rejected by George. It's Martin on the wing. Very pretty alley-oop. And the Jazz lead by 8.
Saw his teammate with a path to the rim, and boom, lobbed it up there beautifully.
Very smooth catch and finish. Good work there as it goes.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. And there's a pick. Takes it inside. Alvarado with a rebound. Pelicans trail by 6. Here's Boston. 2 points. That one goes. Boston's gotten his first basket of the night. Utah's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Here's Hendricks. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside. Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
George for 3. Fires in the triple. George has got 6.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Screen by Olynyk. Alvarado, the pass to Olynyk. Back to Alvarado. To the left wing. Pass to Boston. And here's Alvarado. The kick to Olynyk. Alvarado outside. The 3-ball. Sinks the tray. Alvarado's got 11 points here in the second half.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
And he lobs it up top. It's tipped. It's stolen by Olynyk. And the layup falls. And now it's just a 2-point Utah lead.
And you can tell they're in sync right now, expertly turning the steal into fast break points.
It's Martin on the wing, defended by Jones. Oh, got a piece of it. 5 to shoot. Here's Martin. The layup misses. For the tie. Boston with the bucket. And that ties it up.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
That's the end of the third, and it's tied up. After a quick break, we're coming right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Clarkson and Sexton in the backcourt together. And it's Markkanen in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. And for the Pelicans, they're shooting the rock at 58%. McCullough with a screen on Sexton. Murray, shot is good.
Boy, Murray just one of those guys who loves to work it inside.
Utah's gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Murray against Clarkson. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
surprising. In a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Hits the trifecta.
Well, Murray's got the range. It's the consistency he's looking for.
And here's Clarkson. Kicks it out to Collins. Markkanen left side. Kessler finds Clarkson. Kessler a screen. Pelicans cleared away. Misi's got his 5th rebound in this one. Out to McCollum. Launches a 3. Knocks down the long J. And it's a 4-point Pelican lead.
Well, that's a go-to for CJ. He looks to spray it from three-point line as much as he possibly can.
Clarkson passes to Sexton. Pass to Kessler. And it's in there.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Now here's McCollum. And there's the screen. And he banks in the layup.
Well, C.J. McCollum can score in a lot of ways. Coming off of screens, playing with the ball, spot up three-point shooting. Just a variety of ways to produce.
Clarkson against Murray. Outside Sexton. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by New Orleans. And it's the Pelicans on the break. The pull-up. Here's Williamson.
Now, you're worried about Zion getting up and dunking on you, but you got to stay down on the pump fake. Skilled at using it, and Zion will find his way to the line.
At the line for the Pelicans,
Williamson hits them both. Jazz trail by 6. Sexton a screen on Murray. Clarkson for 3. Unable to get that one. The Pelicans have got all 4 shots to go in this final quarter. And again, New Orleans no good. And here's Markkanen. He'll bring it up for Utah. Collins finds Sexton. Kessler a screen on Murray. The 3 from Sexton. Pure from 3-point range.
Sexton trying to assume the leadership role. What a big hoop there.
Murray deciding where to go with it. Driving inside and stolen by Sexton. 1:33 left in the 4th quarter. And he dumps it down.
Well, this is the one guy you did not want to see get started. He started.
Now McCollum. Murray, a screen on Clarkson. Here's McCollum. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
And McCollum's pace hasn't changed even under pressure.
Markkanen outside. Collins outside. To tie it up. They get it back. Kessler passes to Collins. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
After committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Sexton against Murray. And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
third team foul.
There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Kicks it out to Williamson. Off target from 3-point range. This is do or die time.
They must play flawlessly.
Here's Sexton. From downtown, Misi grabs the board. And here's New Orleans now. It's a 3-point game. Kicks it out to Clarkson. For 3, Collins. And buries it from deep. Oh, a tremendous 3. We're tied. Murray with it.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Oh, knocks down the clutch free throw. And so he drops them both, and it's a two-point ball game.
Now that's how you capitalize at the line. As long as they play good defense, they should have this one sealed.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. What's the best strategy for him?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim, because even if the shot doesn't fall, a quick putback will suffice.
And here's Collins for three. Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot attempt is... Allie, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Barry, Allie.
What a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, in the guard spots, it'll be Murray and McCollum. Zion Williamson is out there with Trey Murphy. And it's Messi in at center.
Exactly how you run the pick and roll. Green looking very comfortable and confident in these sets.
And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. And Williamson throws it down.
What nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Now here's Green. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Offensive rebound. Here's Williamson. He goes up again, and the layup is good.
And such a force moving around the paint. Zion goes where he wants.
On offense, here are the Rockets. Green deciding where to go with it. To the paint, unloads. Thompson. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Murray. And Alperen Şengün gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And so here is New Orleans. Williamson outside. 5 to shoot. He takes it in and finished off by Williamson.
Well, what a dunk artist this guy is. Whenever Williamson takes flight, you're just expecting to see something special.
Now here's Thompson. Green in the post. Murray on him. Thompson misses.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for a welcome to the NBA?
Here's Thompson following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Green dishes to Thompson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Thompson's got his second basket of the game.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Now here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Williamson against Easton.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Williamson in the post. He's got 6. Can't cash in from close range. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, here's what Houston's head coach had to say earlier. So I wanted to know what his plans were for going up against C.J. McCollum. Coach said outsmarting him isn't really an option. He added, I think we'll just try to throw size at him so his shots aren't coming easy and his sight lines are disrupted. So he's looking to challenge McCollum as much as possible. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
Murray, you give him that type of opportunity, you're asking for trouble. He is a strong finisher.
Şengün passes to Green. Şengün with the screen for Green. Back to Şengün. Pass to Green. Fires the 3. And it's Williamson with the rebound. New Orleans leading by 6. And Clark, the Rockets, just one of a handful of franchises to win back-to-back NBA titles.
Can you believe that, Kevin? It was roughly 30 years ago that the Rockets did that, led by Hakeem Olajuwon, perhaps the best player in the league at that time. Of course, this was while Michael Jordan was retired from the NBA the first time.
Williamson finds Murray. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Thompson right side. Pass to Şengün. Back to Thompson. Out to Brooks. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Clark, we hear a lot about the antics with Brooks, but he deserves more attention for his play.
I agree, especially on the defensive end, Kevin. He's one of the top perimeter defenders in the league, and some of what his antics are flowing out of is his competitive spirit. I still think he needs to tamp down the antics because that does take away from what he does, which is lock guys up and play with great competitive spirit all the time.
McCollum has a nice feel for catch and shoot jumpers. That's a shot they want to create for him as much as possible.
Thompson, a screen on Murray. Green drives in. Here's Thompson, pass to Eason. Over Williamson. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
I would like to highlight, too, guys, the excellent passing they've done early on. I mean, they've done a really good job putting the ball into the hands of guys ready to shoot it.
They've got Brooks. Jalen Green is out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Alperen Şengün. And it's Thompson in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Showing off his inside game, which will complement Green's game on the outside. It'll force defenders to have to guard him in different places on the floor.
And the basket by McCollum.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Murray against Green. And there's the drive. Messi grabs the rebound. Pelicans leading by 8. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
On the wing, Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
He's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. DeJounte Murray is not one for the fast lane. He said, I come from all that stuff, but I've been done that. I'm a homebody. I'm focusing on basketball. There's a lot going on in this world, so it's about being smart. Kevin, growing up in South Seattle, he's seen it all. Back to you.
You know, David, he counts himself fortunate to have escaped all of that. Thank you. On defense, Houston, following the score by DeJounte Murray. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Jalen Green has some serious hop. Yes, he does.
Pass to Messi. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Murray, good.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Now here's Williamson. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Right at the free throw line, Eason grabs the board. Rockets trail by 10. You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
Oh, my goodness! That was Some of these dunks he throws down are absolutely absurd. What an athlete Green is.
Here's Williamson, and Thompson sends it back. Green kicks to Thompson. Pass to Şengün. 1:24 left to play here in the second quarter. And some nice passing there by Houston. Just 4 to shoot. And here's Brooks from outside. He's off on that one.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Here's Murray. Jacks up a 3. And again, New Orleans has no luck. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Trailing here by 8.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
McCollum with the screen from Murray. Nice move. He lays it in. Murray's got 12 in the game.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
And the wide open shot from Green. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
7-second difference, shot in game clock. Again, the miss by Murray. Rockets trail by 8.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Thompson dishes to Green. Pass to Eason. Misses the jumper. And so it's New Orleans in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're thinking about the shot.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. DeJounte Murray has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
So for New Orleans right now, we've got Kelly Olynyk. He's out there with Herbert Jones. And it's Alvarado in at the point. Austin, no good. Gets trailed by 8. Tate with the ball. From past the arc. Doesn't go that time.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Here's Jones. And the shot goes in. Jones has got the lead up to 10 now for the Pelicans.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Outside Holiday. Here's Smith. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And Smith is just so impressive, especially when he's working in that screen and roll.
Here's Alvarado. Sinks the triple. Alvarado's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And for Houston, their shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Pass to Whitmore. Back to Holiday. Tate in the post. Defended by Jones. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. He's much better off making him go to the line.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Pelicans leading by 10. Now the Pelicans have lost in the first round GA of the playoffs in 2 of the last 3 years.
And with how good the West is right now, they knew they couldn't stand pat. They felt the urgency to make some changes this offseason in order to take the next step. Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Here's Alvarado, guarded by Holiday. Spins. Here's Alvarado. Screen by Jones. Alvarado passes to Jones. Shoots over Tate. And the basket by Jones. And the Pelicans lead by 10.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The game is certainly going international. Commissioner Adam Silver says, with basketball's exponential growth, it's now truly a global game. We're fortunate that the very best in the world want to play in the single league. And Kevin, the NBA continues to draw talent from all corners of the globe.
And David, you've been all over the globe, and the talent level undeniable. Holiday surveying the floor. Down low. Smith dishes to Holiday. Kept alive. And Adams kicks to Tate. Adams with the screen on Jones. Tate. And it's off from three-point range. New Orleans leading by 10. 1:14 left in the third. Here's Alvarado. And the three off target. Houston's gotten blanked from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Outside Holiday. And he banks in the layup.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
The Pelicans have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Stolen by Holiday. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. Stolen by Jones. Austin the pass to Jones. Shot clock at 6. Rebound by Smith.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Boston. Whitmore defending.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And so it's New Orleans going into the break with a 10-point lead, and they're winning the... And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. And so Green will bring it up for the Rockets. It's a 10-point game. Tari Easton is out there with Green. Then there's Dylan Brooks. Then there's Amen Thompson. And it's Şengün in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Well, for New Orleans, shooting one of the high points for them.
That's just all Zion. Once he gets that close, he's zoned in on capitalizing no matter what.
Bucket is good.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
It's stolen by Green. And it's the Rockets on the break. And Green slams it in.
Terrific job by Green, utilizing that world-class speed to get out ahead of everybody else.
Here's Murray up on top. Puts it up. It's rebounded by Houston.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
Nice. there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
A jaw-dropper emoji is what I look like right now. Incredible. An elite score, demonstrating once again how fast he can fill it up.
Green, the pass to Şengün. Thompson outside. Back to Şengün. Pelicans with the rebound. Williamson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Big time!
And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, that's just an uber unselfish play by Murray. Always ready to drop a dime if there's a better shot available for a teammate.
Şengün finds Thompson. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end, tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And not just that, they're also forcing turnovers at a high rate and taking advantage in transition.
Back to Şengün. Green against Murray. Green drives in, and Green slams it in.
It's as though Green always has more left in his tank. He digs deep and finds the bucket.
Murray surveying the D.
2 minutes remaining.
To the right side.
2 minutes.
There's Williamson with the 3. The Rockets pull it in. Thompson in the post. Here's Brooks. Misses the layup. New Orleans leading by 5. Williamson outside. Pass to Murray. 6 on the shot clock. Put him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
Yeah, you know, Murray plays with an intelligence and a poise that belies his years. I mean, this guy rarely forces things. He's very good at allowing things to come to him. And just has a nice rhythm and pace he plays with.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And both free throws good for Green.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Murray against Green. Pass to Niko. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Alperen Şengün. It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over. Cold-blooded shot in the clutch. And a big moment right there from Jalen Green.
Şengün against Williamson. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And a deep 3 from Murray. Great defense that time from Şengün.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
It falls!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Rockets foul. That's it. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really want. He's got one more, though. And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 3-point lead.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
Green, no luck. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Out to Thompson. Şengün with the screen for Thompson. Buries it from outside.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, these hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a W. This
time, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mirror, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let
this face-off at the center position tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill. Who has more tools in their toolkit? I mean, we're about to find out.
The starters for Utah. Clarkson and Sexton in the backcourt together. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Markkanen in at the 3. And it's Clarkson missing. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
For your Rockets,
And the free throw, no good.
Look, Green is one of those players that always finds a way to create something offensively that gets his team good looks.
The Rockets on offense. It's Thompson, high post. Back to Green. Fires the 3. Kessler with a rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Here's Collins. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Oh, a high flyer. Collins playing above the rim and then coming down with force.
Richard, how about that memorable Rockets winning streak? And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul.
team foul. At the line for Houston.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Green. And here's Sexton. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Ime Udoka for a minute, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. Pass to Sexton. Collins outside. Here's Clarkson. Clock at 6. Back to Collins. The 3 is up. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
And sometimes Collins makes this look so effortless, as if the 3 shot is just that easy.
Outside, Green. Pass to Eason. Thompson outside. To the inside. Brooks. Kessler with a rebound. For Utah, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Markkanen against Green. A drive by Markkanen. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Being Markkanen is 7 feet tall, he's absolutely an inside threat. I just love watching him capitalize from this area.
Green finds Thompson, and that one's good. And Green with the assist. Thompson's got his second basket of the game. Green against Clarkson. They set a pick. Outside for Sexton. Markkanen for 3. Brooks with the rebound. The Rockets trail. Thompson in the post. Collins defending. And that's a foul called on Walker Kessler. That's foul number 2 for him.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Green, the pass to Thompson. And he makes it. Thompson's got 6 points.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
And there's the whistle. The illegal screen is the call.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Here's Green. Whoa! Unreal! That's what they
came for.
Wow. That is a dunk contest-worthy move. Green just putting on a show right there.
Sexton passes to Clarkson. He buries it from three.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge third season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A. And unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard. Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot, but when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
Green against Clarkson. Inside. And there's Şengün on the assist by Green.
It's hard to know what Green is going to do in these sets. He uses that unpredictability pretty much to his advantage, though.
Sexton, a screen on Thompson. Here's Collins. It's rebounded by Şengün.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight.
And here's Green from the arc. Gets the 3-ball to go. He's got 9.
And hey, look, Green can make threes, especially from a shorter corner area.
Now Clarkson, just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. To the left side wing. Here's Collins. And he makes it on the layup. Collins has got 7 points.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Clarkson for 3. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Rockets.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
Another thing they're doing well early on is passing the ball, spreading it around the floor and feeding guys who are well set up to score.
Thompson out there with Alperen Şengün. Then it's Dylan Brooks. Then it's Jalen Green. And it's Eason in at the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Sexton misses. Houston leading by 5. Thompson outside. Şengün, a screen on Clarkson. Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
That is Thompson's game, rocking the rim and giving his team some energy.
Collins outside. Up and over Brooks. Collins, no good.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Stolen by Kessler. Oh, marking it good in the paint.
Nice awareness there from the big man Collins. Solid at finding his teammates when they're open.
Here's Green. Şengün, a screen on Collins. Thompson passes to Şengün. Out to Thompson. Back to Şengün. Knocked loose. 4 on the clock. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Jazz. Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
And he's headed to the line for 2. He gets the whistle there.
And at this stage of his career, Clarkson really knows his role. A highly effective scorer who looks to decimate defenses.
And it's Green with the ball for the Rockets. 4-point game. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. Sexton, that's good.
You have to admire Sexton's confidence. Fantastic initiative and understanding when to shoot off the catch.
Outside for Brooks. Back to Green. Şengün, a screen on Clarkson. And here's Green from the arc. Oh, Jalen Green with the sweet stroke.
Certain times you can tell when a player is going to shoot the ball, and you can see that from Green on his way up the floor.
Here's Clarkson. Kicks it out to Collins. And the Jazz tack on 2 more.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Şengün finds Green. Şengün, a screen on Clarkson. And here's Green from the arc. Again, Green missing.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Markkanen with a screen on Thompson. And it's Collins on the drive. And Collins with the jam.
Whoa, did you see that? John Collins. A little bit of sauce on that slam.
Thompson, a screen on Clarkson. Oh, Green with a strong take.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
The 3 from Sexton. Fires in the triple. Sexton's got 6 in the quarter.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Here's Thompson. Outside for Green. 1:19 left to play in the half. Back to Thompson. Over Clarkson. 6 on the shot clock. Yep, that one's good. Green's got 18.
Coach has to be pleased with what Green is doing out there, playing with a ton of energy on the offensive end.
Clarkson passes to Sexton. Ooh, poked away. Ooh, it's stolen by Eason. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Big finish in transition from Green.
And it's energy like that on both ends of the floor that's got them out ahead.
Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
This is what Green loves to do, getting strong positioning inside and going to work.
Sexton, a screen on Green. Here's Clarkson. Pass to Sexton. Collins with it. There's a screen. 3-pointer. Eason pulls it in.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Off with the layup.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of this game. Green, the pass to Thompson. Outside for Green. It's stolen by Clarkson. From deep 3-point range. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Jalen Green making highlights for the Rockets, providing the scoring punch right now, putting up a cool 22. Back after this.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Nice game. Great performance by Jalen Green.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Kicking off the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. They've got Kenyon Martin. Williams is out there with Keontae George. Then it's Filipowski. And it's Hendricks in at the 5. Williams a screen on Holiday. Here's George. Soft touch off the glass.
Seeing the opening, George does not hesitate. I mean, just a great move.
Houston leading by 5. Holiday passes to Smith. Holiday looking for an opening. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Utah with the ball. Back to Williams. He takes it in, and Williams punches it home.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use two hands next time. He knows where he is. In transition, here come the Jazz. Martin with the ball. Tate picks him up defensively. Martin misses. This game, folks, a close one here in Houston. Adams with a screen on George. Holiday. Smith outside. Lots of room. And he knocks the jumper down.
You know, Smith came into the league as a capable and confident shooter off the catch.
And one guy who's just scratching the surface of his potential, Jabari Smith.
Yeah, he's still very young, still gaining strength, but his upside on both ends is enormous.
No good off the glass. Jazz trail by 5. Down low. In transition, here they come. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Utah shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And it's Holiday with the ball for the Rockets. Outside Whitmore. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot. Smith no good.
Well, the defense didn't have any impact on that shot, but somehow he still misses it.
Here's Filipowski. That shot missing. Ooh, excellent D there from Smith. On the wing, Whitmore. Outside Holiday. No good from outside. Jazz trail by 3. To the middle. Here's Hendricks. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. Utah shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That one drops. He ties it up. Houston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 3rd. Adams with a screen on George. It's Holiday with a drive. Banked it in off the glass.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA, well, the Rockets got a lot more organized with Coach Ime Udoka and their veteran additions, including point guard Fred VanVleet, who said it's just having that poise and presence to slow things down and get guys where they need to be. Rein it in, get some structure, and maximize these guys' potential. BA?
Allie, a great floor general. Thanks for that. 3rd quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Tate passes to Holiday, and it's going to be a 3-second call.
And this is the absolute wrong time to stop communicating. They have to get in sync.
It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
And this is exactly why he's out here, in order to block shots in tight games like this.
The Jazz have gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the 3rd. Martin with a screen on Holiday. George passes to Martin. For the lead. George, that one's good. And now a 3-point Utah lead.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Adams a screen to the paint. Pass to Whitmore. Up top Smith. Outside Holiday. 6 to shoot. Adams a screen. Here's Whitmore outside. Sinks it from distance. Whitmore's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain the triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A.
Adams with a screen on Williams. Here's Whitmore, and he goes in for the dunk.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
Williams with the screen. For 3, George. That one is off. Houston has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Slam home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Collins against Thompson. Clarkson with a screen on Thompson. Rebounded by Green. Green's got 4 rebounds now. It's stolen by Clarkson. Got it up. That shot off. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game. Both teams putting up points in a hurry. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
You've got to admire the vision just as much as the accuracy. Not many players can even spot that pass.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Thompson out there with Dylan Brooks. Then it's Green. Then there's Alperon Şengün. And it's Eason in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Şengün, a screen on Clarkson. It's stolen by Clarkson. In transition, here come the Jazz. And the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
The speed of Clarkson is a problem for defenses, especially when the floor is wide open.
Outside, Green. And it's Green punching it home.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. And there's the call on Jalen Green. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And Clarkson, here we go. And here's Collins for 3. Another 3 for Utah.
Well, when he's dialed in like this, Collins can be a serious difference maker on offense. Hopefully he can keep it up.
Şengün, a screen on Clarkson. Green finds Brooks. And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
And the Rockets with possession here. They trail by 3. Green, the pass to Eason. 5 to shoot. Thompson, a screen on Markkanen. There's the triple. Eason can't get it to go. Utah's got 7 of their 16 three-point attempts to go in. Markkanen with a screen on Eason. Sexton goes in. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Just a flashy move by Sexton, speeding past the defense and slamming it home.
Şengün, the screen. Here's Thompson, and the slam dunk by Thompson.
And one move ahead of the defense, a solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
For 3, Collins. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Pass to Green. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Collins against Eason. Thompson in the post. Green, the pass to Şengün. And that comes off the assist by Green. Green's got 5 assists in the game.
Nice unselfish play by Green, taking the time to get another guy a better shot.
Markkanen misses. Houston has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Thompson, the screen on Markkanen. Green against Markkanen. To take the lead. And it's Green missing.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
And it's Sexton on the take. Collins outside. Pass to Clarkson. And he jams it home with authority.
Big-time points from Clarkson. He might not start a ton of games, but Jordan certainly can finish.
Thompson outside. Brooks the screen on Collins. The 3 from Thompson. Clarkson grabs a miss. Utah has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Thompson against Collins. Pass to Sexton. Sexton, a screen on Şengün. Markkanen finds Sexton. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. For Utah, they've gotten 5 shots out of 9 to go in this fourth.
It's been great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Money!
How about Jalen Green stepping up, showing poise in a big spot?
They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Clarkson. And that one's long. This might be a turning point.
Massive possession here.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Outside, Green. And he drills the triple!
There are guys that will take that shot, and there are guys that will make that shot. Green is one of those guys that will make that bucket.
Here's Sexton. Can't cash it in!
And if you can't force the turnover on that play, then that's not a bad foul.
Oh, the first of 2, no good. A heartbreaker. And he does get the second one. And that ties this game up.
I know he's kicking himself for not snatching the lead. But look, he tied things up.
Here's Thompson. Money!
What he might lack in height at the 4 spot, he makes up for it with his burst.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim because even if the shot doesn't fall, a quick putback will suffice.
And so the big win by Houston in a tight game. That was an incredible... starters for Utah. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. And it's Clarkson in at the point. And for New Orleans, Murray and McCollum make up the talented backcourt. Zion Williamson out there with Trey Murphy, and it's Messi in at the center position. And both backcourts in this one stand cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight.
Is sneaking down for the board. McCollum might have surprised the defense there.
Clarkson passes to Collins. From behind the arc. The rebound by Murray.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Williamson with a screen on Sexton. Murray for three. Offensive board. Williamson. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
And what hustle from Zion right there. Just outworking everyone on the offensive boards.
Clarkson for three. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Grant, when you look at this Pelicans team, their length is so impressive.
Yeah, they've made a point to draft players with big wingspans, and that really helps them on the defensive end. They're all very switchable. Don't want to let them get into a rhythm from out there.
Utah has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Clarkson for three, and he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know, it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And the basket by Williamson.
Rarely do we see threes out of Williamson, but when we do, he hits at a decent clip.
Sexton misses.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Williamson outside. Into the lane. Oh, and the big finish by Williamson.
And Williamson explodes towards the rim when he sees a lane. And trust me, he is fearless.
And it's Clarkson missing. New Orleans has gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. Murray for three. Collins with the rebound. Jazz trail by 7. Lets it go from deep. Utah with another miss.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Ooh, powered down with both hands.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Clarkson finds Sexton. Here's Markkanen. Clarkson for three. It's hauled in by Zion Williamson. Well, Stan, former second-round pick Jordan Clarkson, he's averaged double-digit scoring every season.
Yeah, Brian, he's done it primarily as a sixth man. He actually already ranks among the top 10 in all-time points scored off the bench, and he's still moving up the ladder.
It is interesting that he prefers to come off the bench.
Yes, some guys do.
First personal foul. First team foul.
1:33 left to play in the first. Outside Murray. Over Sexton. Goes back up. Pass to Misi. They shoot again. Williamson for three. Hits a three-pointer. Williamson's got 10 points.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Zion Williamson is a one-of-one. His teammate C.J. McCollum told him, your ceiling is unlike anything the NBA has ever seen, but it's up to you to take full advantage of whatever it is. You can be as good as you want to be. This game will go where you take it. Brian?
You know, Allie, at his best, he is unstoppable. And so it's Utah with it after the basket by New Orleans. Got it. Clarkson's got his second basket.
I mean, this man has no fear. Clarkson puts his body on the line night in and night out.
The Pelicans lead by 14. 29 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Williamson for three. Clarkson grabs a miss. Utah's shooting has not been great early, just 27%. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Williamson's got rebound number 7 tonight. That'll count. No good. Misses at the buzzer. So as we end the first quarter already. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Boy, guys, the Pelicans have been rolling along.
Was simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
Murray and McCollum make up the talented backcourt. Trey Murphy out there with Zion Williamson. And it's Misi in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Stan, another head coach from the Greg Popovich tree. Will Hardy, who started his career in San Antonio.
And there have been a lot of successful guys that have come through the Spurs organization. Will Hardy is just another one who is developing into an outstanding NBA coach.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one. Off the inbound. And he lays it up and in.
Assist from
Clarkson's got 4 points this quarter.
Good maneuver to get inside. Clarkson is sneaky.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute to play. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Now here's Clarkson. 9 points in the game. Now here's Sexton. Clarkson outside. On target from range. Clarkson's got 12 points.
Yeah, offensively, Clarkson has been hot. And you know it's motivating everyone else on his team, too.
Murray up top. Check by Sexton. Pass to Misi. Back to Murray. Shot clock at 6. Over Sexton. And again, no good by New Orleans.
He just couldn't finish the job that time. And too bad, because it was a nice look.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by New Orleans. Williamson's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Zion Williamson seems intent on silencing all the doubters moving forward.
Yeah, B.A., he's not taking any more questions about conditioning. His physicality and play really answered that question now. He has been looking better than ever.
And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That's his first foul of the game. New Orleans leading by 12. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Heads up play by Murray. He sees that the pick and roll gets someone open and sends them the ball.
The 3 from Sexton finally gets one to go. That makes him 1 for 5 in this game.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Williamson passes to McCollum. There's the 3. The rebound by the Jazz. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Oh, he gets it to fall, and that makes it just a single-digit deficit.
You have to be kidding me.
Wow, that's how you take things into your own hands. Murray, a screen on Clarkson. Outside Murray. 4-3. Knocks it down from distance. Murray's got 5.
And Murray, lethal off the dribble, but can do it off the catch as well.
Sexton, a screen on Murray. Clarkson for 3. Shot is off. He's 5 for 11 in this one.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Clarkson. No good. He's shooting 5 for 12 so far. New Orleans leading by 14. And here's Murray. 7 points in the game. Kessler with a rebound.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
And here's Collins for 3. Misi grabs the board. Misi's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Murray. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Oh, quick lift off the floor. And Murray has that long reach, making it look easy.
Sexton, a screen on Williamson. Can they get it? The Jazz again can't hit. And so it's Williamson who brings up the ball for New Orleans. There's 18 seconds left in the second period. Pass to Misi. Out to the right wing. From deep. Collins with the rebound. Markkanen finds Sexton. Wing shot on the way. No good there. So as we conclude the first half, a fairly one-sided game. It's New Orleans up by 16. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. It has been a clinic out there by Zion Williamson.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Kicking off the second half, here's Will Hardy's 5. They've got Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Also Keontae George out there. Kenyon Martin is out there with Filipowski. And it's Hendricks in at power forward. The 16th pick in last year's draft. Keontae George was thrown right into the fire his rookie season, Stan.
Yeah, down the stretch, he was basically handed the keys to the offense at the point guard position. He may take some lumps, but his talent level is evident.
And Keontae George gets the whistle that time. Personal foul. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
There's a screen. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Jazz. Here's Mikhailuk. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Now here's Alvarado. George defending. This one for three. And it's Alvarado missing. Jazz trail by 18. Here's Mikhailuk. Launches it. Drills it from deep. Mikhailuk's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I mean, I guess they're willing to give him that shot. They may want to rethink that strategy, though.
The rebound by Filipowski. The Jazz have gone 3 of 3 in the second half. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Mikhailuk's got 7 points in the game.
Well, we know what kind of scorer he is, but he could use a little help.
And Keontae George gets the whistle that time.
George.
That'll be a second foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Boston with the bucket.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the slam dunk is arguably pro basketball's signature play, and forward Nicholas Batum said growing up, you have so much joy in dunking. You're one of the few people in the world that can. But Father Time marches on, and like most vets, he's come to grips with the reality. He said, my body told me, no more, bro.
Well, leave that to the youngsters now, right? All right, Allie, thanks. Maybe the results haven't been there in recent seasons, but the Jazz have an exciting young core, Coach.
Yeah, they do, B.A. They've focused on youth, and some of those guys are developing into very good players. If this core stays in place and gels and they can add to it a little bit, watch out for this Jazz team.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Puts it up. And it's Alvarado missing. Jazz trail by 13. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Mikhailuk. He's got 10. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5.
When you use it right, the pump fake's as effective a move as there is.
Alvarado, left side. Good. Alvarado's got 5 points. For Utah, they've gotten all 6 of their shots to fall. Talk about a perfect start to the half.
B.J. Boston. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Mikhailuk. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Here's Boston. Another shot. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
First personal foul.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
New Orleans shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Stan, after his 12-year playing career, Willie Green has made a seamless transition into coaching.
Yeah, first of all, Willie Green is a person of very high character. Second, Brian, he consciously started preparing himself to coach while he was still playing, and then he was able to work on great staffs under great coaches, and now he's an outstanding head coach in his own right.
Jones feels it out, launches it from deep. And again, New Orleans no good. Jazz trail by 15. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Mikhailuk. Martin outside. Back to Mikhailuk from the arc. That one's off. His third miss out of 8 tries. Here's Boston. For 3. The shot no good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Pelicans ahead, up by. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Murray and McCollum make up the talented backcourt. Zion Williamson out there with Trey Murphy. And it's Misi in at the center position. That's the Pelicans 5.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
On the wing, Murray pulls it from 20. And that one drops. And the Pelicans lead by 15. And Stan, you got into coaching right after college. When did you know you wanted to be a coach?
Brian, that's easy. As soon as I figured out that I didn't have much of a future as a player, I knew I wanted to stay involved in the game. I wanted to coach.
Murray from outside. That one's in. Coming off a nice dish from Williamson. Williamson's got 3 assists in the game. We played just over a minute here in the 4th. That one goes in.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
Murray against Sexton. The ball's knocked loose and stolen by Sexton. Here's Mikhailuk. The 3. Misi grabs the board. Misi's got his 7th rebound here tonight. McCollum right side. The 11-footer. Rebounded by Mikhailuk. Jazz trail by 16. Williamson comes with a double team. For 3, Collins. That shot off the mark.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Now here's McCollum. Defense is right there. They kick it out to Murray. Second chance shot. The shot won't fall. Picked it. To the wing on the left. Williamson inside. Collins defending. Fades. Williamson with the bucket. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Yeah, all throughout the game, the opposition hasn't been able to keep them off the glass, and they're paying for it, giving up second chance points.
All right, time now to present our New Balance player of the game, Zion Williamson.
What an unbelievable offensive performance from him tonight. I mean, it's been crazy fun to watch him just go off. I mean, the defense had no chance. He just kept scoring over and over again.
And you know, this home arena really appreciates this guy. And it's clear that he takes pride in playing his best in front of them. 4th quarter keeps moving along. 3 minutes gone by now. And he gets it to go.
And the closer, the better for Zion. Kind of surprising to see him stretch it out a little bit.
Mikhailuk, the pass to Kessler. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. Pass to Markkanen. Back to Mikhailuk. 6 to shoot. 1:42 left in the game. Utah with another miss. And stolen by Sexton. McCollum with a steal. Sexton against Murray. Williamson right side. Just 5 on the clock. And Collins with the big block.
You can't sleep on Collins' long arms when he's defending you. He'll swat you down all day with that long reach. And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Pelicans.
And the huge difference today, the efficiency from beyond the arc.
Yeah, once they started hitting shots, it stretched out the D and opened up the entire offense.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Zion Williamson.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
Mikhailuk, the pass to Sexton. Collins, high post. He's against Williamson.
John Collins.
And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Murray with it. Pulls it from the top of the key. Again, the miss by Murray. So New Orleans takes this one by a large margin. Well, this might not have been the most competitive. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll do it, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill.
Time, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
A lot of their action runs through the front court.
You're exactly right, BA, and I think that's where the game's going to ultimately be decided. I mean, we have to see which set of these bigs is going to impose their will, not just offensively, but defensively too.
So the Houston starting five. We've got Amen Thompson. Dylan Brooks is out there with Jalen Green. Then it's Tari Eason, and it's Şengün in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So it's the Pelicans now, after the basket by Houston. Murray looking around. Pass to Williamson. And Williamson throws it down.
And giving them what they want, the incredible dunking ability of Zion on full display.
Green with the ball. He's picked up by Williamson. Şengün, a screen on Williamson. Green, the pass to Şengün. And that comes off the assist by Green.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired. Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's Murray. Pass to McCollum. They kick it out to Murray. And here's Williamson. 6 on the shot clock. From outside the arc. Eason pulls it in. If you look at rebounding rate, Tari Eason is one of the best in the NBA, Clark.
Yeah, you think about rate, it basically looks at what percentage of rebounds do you get while you're on the floor. And Eason is prolific in terms of boards per minute. Uses his 6'8" frame well. He's gobbling up rebounds at well under 1 every 3 minutes. That's a lot of heavy lifting there, folks.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Here's Green. Oh, it's blocked by Williamson.
Agile and strong. If Zion can get a piece of your shot, it's as good as gone.
Here's Green. Here's Thompson. Williams grabs the board. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. McCollum against Brooks. Murray, a screen on Brooks. McCollum, pass to Murray. Out to McCollum. Fires the 3. Sinks the tray. McCollum's got 5 points.
There's no doubt about McCollum's touch from long range. He is a sharpshooter.
Green in the post. He's against Murray. Up top, Brooks. Late clock. Houston's got to hurry. Thompson. And the shot goes in. 6 points for him.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Williamson against Thompson.
2 minutes remaining.
Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
But nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Now here's Green. Here's Thompson. Fires for 3. McCollum pulls it in. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far.
Well, you look at that situation. He thought he could keep Murray from converting if he got physical with him. You better think again.
All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well. And, you know, in no time at all, they've also started finding points inside, already taking apart that interior defense.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. To the inside. Outside for Green. Just 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Misi grabs the board. Here's New Orleans. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too. I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 6. The rebound by Murray.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
Williamson. Oh, and the big finish by Williamson.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Kept alive. Outside Murray. Jacks up a 3. Oh, he missed that one. 1 for 3 in this one so far. Murray against Green. Eason a screen on Williamson. The 3 from Thompson. Counted from distance. Thompson's got 9 points.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Pelicans so far?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
So, on the floor for Houston, they've got Dillon Brooks. Tari Eason is out there with Thompson. Then it's Green, and it's Şengün in at the center position. It's scooped up. Kicks it out to Williamson. 3-pointer. To the wing, right side. Boy, they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but still coming up empty. Green, the pass to Şengün. Back to Green. Thompson outside. Şengün, a screen on Williamson. Here's Thompson, and that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
And you see the tight handles from Thompson. He can break defenders down in pick and roll, ISO, you name it.
Williamson looking around. The Rockets pull it in. Thompson left side. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
That is Thompson's game, rocking the rim and giving his team some energy.
Murray passes to McCollum. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Green. No points so far. Şengün, a screen on Murray. Thompson left side. And stolen by Williamson. And this is a star-driven league. But talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference. Defensively, you have to stay connected to him at all times or he will bury you.
Green up top, defended by Murray. Here's Thompson, and that one's good. And Green with the assist. Green's got 4 assists in the game.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes, they last days.
And it's Murray finishing it off.
Boy, Murray showing you he can play above the rim. This guy's got major bounce as he punched that one down.
No, stop it there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a 3-point play. that one on Murray. Clark, what catches your eye about Jalen Green at a fundamental level?
Well, it starts with his pure explosiveness. That just jumps out at anybody because he's jumping over everybody, okay? The way he can get up and down the floor and hang and lift. And that's what stands out, his athleticism. And he's actually rounding off some of the rough edges in his game that makes him kind of scary as we go forward.
McCollum. Oh, a special move before that shot. McCollum's got 13.
This is the kind of scoring punch that McCollum can provide. He gets it done at all three levels.
Green to the rack. The jump hook. Second shot opportunity. McCollum against Brooks. On the take. Count that one. Brooks has gotten his first points in this one.
A throwback wing. Dylan Brooks is very comfortable working down low.
Murray against Green. Williamson with a screen on Green. Here's Murray. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 7.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Fires for 3. And there's Şengün on the assist from Green.
This speaks to how assertive Şengün can be. Love when he makes quick decisions like that there.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, BA.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Back to Green. Takes the 3. And Şengün gets it to go.
That is what Şengün brings this team. The ability to turn misses into makes, doing the dirty work down low.
Pass to Misi. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by Green. Murray against Thompson. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Oh, another lead change. 6 total in the first half.
And this is the battle we were hoping to see.
Shot's good by McCollum. McCollum's got 15.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
C.J. McCollum has been leading the charge for the New Orleans Pelicans. He put together 10 points in the quarter. We'll be right back with you shortly. Just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Well, you got to like what we're seeing from Amin Thompson.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Herb Jones out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Jose Alvarado, and it's Boston in at the shooting guard. That's the Pelicans 5. Here's Boston. Outside Olynyk. Outside Jones. Screen by Olynyk. Launches a 3. And Jones good for 3. Jones has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Not the best three-point shooter in the league, but he's got enough skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
Whitmore goes in. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Houston shooting their second and third shots at the line here. No good on the free throw.
Whitmore, 2 shots.
Second free throw, no good. The Pelicans lead by 4. And he drives in. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Tate. And finished off by Tate.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, Jabari Smith Jr. is making some serious strides, and Coach Ime Udoka praised him and said his all-around game, his confidence, great defensive versatility. He's starting to handle and make plays for others. Shooting is a huge asset for him, but we want him to post up and find his mid-range shots as well, where he can rise up over guys. Brian?
He is certainly one to watch, Allie. Thank you. Tries again. Adams grabs the miss. Rockets trail by 4. Smith passes to Holiday. Back to Smith. Pass to Adams. Whitmore with it. Yet to see a basket. They get it back. Outside Holiday. Back to Smith. Goes back up. He got a piece of it. Here's Alvarado. Outside Olynyk. Fires top of the key. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Adams with a screen on Jones. Tate passes to Adams. Count it. Adams has got his first basket.
You want to stop Adams when he rolls, but honestly, Steven is such a force. Sometimes you can't stop him.
Here's Jones, and he drops it in from the low post. And the Pelicans lead by 6.
Well, that time he got the defense off balance with the well-timed pump fake. Nice work.
And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
And this will be his second trip to the free throw line. New Orleans leading by 3.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Now Alvarado. He's scoreless. Screen by Olynyk. Alvarado, the pass to Boston. Now here's Jones. Beyond the arc. Smith with the rebound.
Defensively, pick your poison. That time, they gambled off the right guy.
Here's Adams. Inside. Ooh, and Adams, strong finish.
The assist.
And whenever Adams is aggressive on offense, it helps big time, especially when he's dunking it hard inside.
Olynyk in the post, covered by Smith. Great open look there. He's got 7.
Slow defensive rotation, causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Here's Whitmore outside. Pelicans cleared away. Now the Pelicans in transition. Here's Jones. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now here's Holiday. 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Here's the 3. Jones grabs the board. Back to Whitmore. The 3 is up. Houston with another miss. The Pelicans lead by 6.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Adding to this lead right now.
Riding a wave of momentum. Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Substitution on the court.
17 seconds left in the third quarter.
Rockets foul. First personal foul. Second team foul.
McCollum against Brooks. Murray for 3. Offensive rebound. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third. Both teams putting up some points. Pelicans ahead, up by 8. And don't go. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, and as a two-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it's really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. So on the floor for Houston, we've got Alperon Şengün. Jalen Green is out there with Dylan Brooks. Then there's Amen Thompson, and it's Eason in at the small forward positions. And there it is for him.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Murray, shot is good.
Murray showing you real poise that time, guys, converting on aggressive defense. The concentration, outstanding.
And DeJounte Murray is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Here's Brooks. Pass to Green. Green takes it to the rack.
Launching off the ground and throwing it down with ease. Boy, can Green get up.
Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Outside, Green. There's the triple. Hits the trifecta. Green's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock. And he lays it up and in.
In crunch time, trying to get the foul, the bucket, or both.
And so it's Green who brings up the ball for the Rockets, trailing by 5. Can't cash it in from close range.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Williamson, right side. Pass to McCollum. No good on the triple. Rockets trail by 5. Thompson passes to Brooks. From behind the arc. And Houston, another 3.
You gotta at least honor Brooks' three-point shot if you're the defense. I mean, he is more than capable of connecting.
Murray against Green. And he lobs it up to the rim.
Man, where's the effort on the defensive end? You gotta play harder than that.
Yeah, you know, it's made for a fun game, but you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, the defense has been non-existent.
Oh, wow!
Watch out below.
Big finish.
It's as though Green always has more left in his tank. He digs deep and finds the bucket.
McCollum looks around. Picked by Murray. It's McCollum with a drive. And he gets the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 4.
You watch McCollum, and he just oozes confidence.
There's a minute 54 left to play in the fourth. Outside, Green. Terrific work from Green inside.
Exactly how you run the pick and roll. Green looking very comfortable and confident in these sets.
Murray inside, working on Green. Murray's shot is good. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
And with confidence, Murray stepping up at a crucial point in this game.
Outside, Green. Williamson against Thompson. Green, the pass to Şengün. Out to Thompson. Şengün, a screen on McCollum. The 3 from Thompson. Pelicans cleared away. Now here's Williamson. Here comes the... Oh, my goodness! Oh, Zion Williamson!
And few sights are more impressive than Zion taking flight and absolutely annihilating the rim.
Here's Green. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
Cold-blooded shot in the clutch. And a big moment right there from Jalen Green.
Murray passes to Williamson. Murray with it. And there's the lob, and Williamson throws it down.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And this is something Brooks must continue focusing on. When he sets up guys, team chemistry improves. Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, can't allow them to dribble out the time.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope the alligator arm a few of those free throws.
Second team foul.
He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he's unable to get the second one. The Rockets on offense. Brooks from outside. No luck on that one. And here's Murray. And so the big win by New Orleans in a tight game. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
And BA, they showed their character.